Hi, it's Laura from Threads of Eden. I'm just sitting here reading a book, The Style Mentors, and I've gotten this from the library probably 6 times, and I'm checking out my daughter's vintage Nancy Drew book just because I'm having a classic moment. And I'm also fondling fabric. I'm sorry if that was kind of weird. And I'm smelling dried roses. Okay, so I actually had a point for talking today. My point was I wanted to talk about the classic style. I think it's really helpful to use a resource like this. I say like this because there's plenty in here that I feel like I could do better, and I am going to put together my own quiz very soon. Watch for that. There's something really wonderful about figuring out what your style is, because then you can make sure that you always have those pieces on hand. You know what works for you, you know what looks good together, and it takes a lot of guesswork out and helps avoid those unfortunate moments of going out where you don't feel like yourself, or where you feel like your clothes just didn't serve you that day. I can think of plenty of times where I wore something I thought it was the right thing to wear, but when I got out, it wasn't comfortable. Maybe it was tight. Maybe I didn't want to wear nylons. Maybe I wanted to wear natural fiber. Maybe the high heel shoes were too much. And it's okay to be too much in other people's opinion if you feel at peace with it in your own heart. But that's the whole point of figuring out what your style is and then going with it. So a classic dresser will probably do something like wear her own variation of a pencil skirt, something that is universally pleasing. I hear music. My daughter's practicing piano. Good for her. Okay, so classic dressers, usually we think of them as certain heads of state or people in the public eye, just because I think that's how they're supposed to dress. Even if that's not necessarily who they are personally, but that is the right thing to wear. It kind of goes with the job. Think of someone like Michelle Obama, Jacqueline Kennedy. I bet that's not how they dress if nobody's watching, but that's okay. You know, if I was an electrician, I'd probably wear my thing and then come home and change. But I feel like we need to sometimes analyze, are we wearing something because it's the correct thing to wear, or because we're afraid to wear what we really want? I think these glasses are hilarious. I get such a kick out of them, and I don't think they're particularly classic, and I don't know, they just make me happy. So, you know, when I find something that just makes me happy, that's my style. And I hope that you can really wear the things that make you happy. You know, as long as I am bringing up this book, let me actually reference a couple things instead of saying my own thing. Okay, for example, so the author talks about a few must-haves. Now, I have talked over the years about things that a woman should have in her closet just to make sure that she has the pieces she needs to pull a week's worth of outfits together. And we can bring that up another time. So, for example, a classicist's must-haves, it would include a gorgeous white button-down shirt, which I agree with, the all-purpose trench. I think that's true if you're French by birth or by delusion. A trench coat, the demier clutch. I don't agree with that. So really a classicist is going to wear things that might seem a little more traditional, but they are timeless. They work, they don't go out of style, and that's why it's worth putting in that investment money. You're gonna spend more money because you know that it will always work, but just make sure that you like it. So when you're wearing that that beautiful wool blazer that you put a lot of money for, just make sure that you keep on wearing it and loving it for a long time. And it's okay if you put it on the 30 days shelf and think about it and then go back and buy it. It might even be on sale.